Welcome to the Bruins Benders podcast. It's episode 30 with Maddie and Smitty. Bruins and Hurricanes Game 3 recap, and it's brought to you on our new home, the Inside the Rink Podcast Network. InsideTheRink.com is your one-stop shop for all your NHL news, insight, and analysis. Follow on Twitter at inside_the_rink and download the Inside the Rink app to get everything on the website right on your phone. And now Smitty has a quick word from our new show sponsor and friends of Inside the Rink, BetUS.
BetUS has your NHL, NBA, UFC, PGA, and NFL betting lines up for their 27th year of live betting. Sign up at betus.com with the promo code RINK for a 125% sign-up bonus. Again, that is betus.com. And use the promo code RINK for your sign-up bonus. Play with the proven mainstay in the industry. BetUS, you bet, you win, you get paid. BetUS.com.
We are over the moon with a Game 3 win for the Bruins, 4-2 tonight. Some thought it would never happen. And after Carolina scored the first goal, I thought it would never happen. So here we are. Bruins went down a goal. And we said last week on the episode, not last week, a couple nights ago on the episode, and the Game 2 recap that they had to score first. And it looked like much the same. A goal with about 10 minutes left in the first for Carolina. But the shorthanded goal was the key. Charlie Coyle getting a beautiful pass from DeBrusk. The crowd was awfully quiet and nervous, I thought, in the beginning of the game. Not amped up, not lubed up, not ready to go. But then the Marchand goal seemed to lift them even more and lifted him and the team. And then Pasta and Hall scored two. Your best players rose to the occasion in a huge win.
Absolutely. I thought the shorthanded goal late in the first period could be the goal of the turning point of the series. How about that? Mm-hmm. How about that? The second period was the best period of the season against Carolina. They were excellent in the second period. Marchand a goal, Pasta on the power play, another power play goal on a great give and go with Hall and Pasta in the third. Just a really good game overall. Obviously, the best players played the best in the biggest moment there in a must-win game. They had to have it, and they got it.
They did, and I was surprised because I thought with the crowd really not being all that into it and I thought, probably nervous and just waiting for doom and gloom. And then when Carolina scored, I thought this is just going to be much of the same. And when DeBrusk scored, when DeBrusk made that beautiful saucer pass to Coyle to score, I thought, wow, that's a great goal at a great time, perfect time. And then it really sort of carried the momentum for them. And like you said, the second period was just terrific. And they were so good. The penalty kill was excellent all night, led by Derek Forbort and Nosek and Lazar, who I thought were all great on the PK tonight, making things happen. They even had a couple of chances on the net. Never allowed Carolina to get momentum. And they took a couple of dumb penalties tonight. Marchand with a terrible penalty, slashing the stick right after they had the momentum toward the end of the period. And then when Foligno had that ridiculously awful, stupid penalty up 3 goals, they still didn't let Carolina get any momentum from it. And I thought it was just a really good, example of the resilience that the team has had. 7 Chirps time, 7 Chirps playoffs edition. And it's sponsored by Lops Brewing. Lops is a brewery and tasting room in downtown Woonsocket, Rhode Island, specializing in small batch ales and lagers. It's open 7 days a week, and you can use the coupon code SPORTS to get 10% off your online order. Just go to lopsbrewing.com and follow them at Lops Brewing for new beers and events. Chirp number 1, was the Coyle shorthanded goal a series changer? Tell us again, Scotty.
I think it could be. I really do. I think it could be. Like I said, I picked the Canes in 5, but I don't want that to happen. So I'm off that bandwagon and I'm on Bruins in 7 now. And I really think that could turn the series around for the Bruins. I think it does give the Bruins some confidence. They haven't beaten this team all year. They haven't had a lead all year. Lots of things good in this game that give the Bruins maybe some momentum moving forward in the series.
What a pass by DeBrusk. I mean, that was just unbelievable saucer right to the tape for the goal. Unbelievable pass execution under the circumstances. Just tremendous. And Coyle has been criticized. Didn't offer much of anything for 2 games, and then gets that big goal. And DeBrusk almost jumped over his head in celebration. Like, you could just tell the team was just like, nice. At least we've tied the game. We didn't go down 2-0 again in a game.
Well, they tied it too before the intermission, which I think was enormous.
Right. They did.
You don't want to go into the first intermission down a goal, because then it's the same old. Right. So it was really a huge goal at a huge time, and your penalty killing. So really just an enormous goal.
It is just enormous. Number 2 is the power play back now. 2 goals tonight. Looked much better. You mentioned the give and go goal from Hall. The pass to the Hall was terrific as well. I thought they had more in zone time. There's still some too much to the outside, not enough traffic in front and all that, but I think they at least were able to possess it, enter the zone, possess it, and looked more like the power play of old.
It did look more like the power play of old. Textbook example is the give and goes, and Pasta got off some one-timers, which I think led to that, because the defenseman cheated over so hard on Pasta when the pass went, and Hall was wide open on the back door when he gave it back to him. So that's the kind of passing and creativity you like to see from that top unit, and hopefully it continues the rest of the series.
Hopefully it does. And you're right. The defenseman tends to sell out over there to block the one-timer. And I think you can get the back door a lot more. And they did it on that play. And I think that now they can at least know that they've scored now 3 power play goals in the last 2 games. And hey, now maybe they can take some of the weight off their shoulders there. Chart number 3, without Lindholm, Mike Riley really rose to the occasion. I thought he was terrific tonight.
He was terrific tonight. He was absolutely everything that you could possibly hope that he would be. He was good in his own end. He broke the puck out well, made some great reads in the neutral zone. One point he stepped up, stole a pass, and kind of led an odd man rush the other way. So he was really, really good, and they're going to need him to be really good, because they're going to miss Lindholm, I think, for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be back. And Riley even had a little bit of PK time in there, I saw here and there. And, he just played really with a lot of confidence. When he got the call to play today, there was a quote in there pregame where he said that he was really excited to play. And I think that, getting benched for the first couple of games, he didn't like that. He wants to play, and maybe it woke him up a little bit. And he played with a lot of conviction, a lot of confidence out there tonight. And it was big that Riley and Forbort both played really good games. I mean, they have to. If they don't, then you're in trouble. All right, chirp number 4, Jeremy Sweeman, played okay, had some really good saves, gave up that really bad second goal. Do you think he played well enough to keep the net?
Yeah, I mean, they won the game, so he has to keep the net. Right. I mean, he gave up 2, not 5. So he has
right. There you go.
He has to keep the net. He made if you want to talk about the goal of the series, you could talk about the save of the series, because when the Bruins took the lead, they were still on Carolina got a power play after that, and he made a stop on Niederreiter on the doorstep that would have tied the game and would have taken all the momentum away from Boston. And that was a huge save.
Right.
Can't underestimate how big of a save that was at the time. The goal at the end of the game, I mean, there was a couple things that went wrong there. You need Carlo to clear the puck. You need Smith to be better along the wall and get the puck out in those situations. And then you absolutely need a save there on a shot from that distance. Like you said, he's been going down a little bit too early. That was probably the case in that one, and it was kind of a seeing eye shot. But Carolina practices that shit. Their defensemen are good at it. They're good at getting pucks through. They're good at picking corners on wrist shots from long distance. They've been doing it all year long. It's not new to the series. So yeah, you need your team to be better in that situation. But the Bruins, because they had built a lead, were able to withstand it.
And that was a timely save, like you said, on Niederreiter that they've needed, and that Cassidy talks about in post games, is that you need a timely save there, you need a timely save there. Well, that's a perfect example of a big time save in a playoff game where your team really needs it. Because if you give up the lead there again, then you're taking on water again, and then there's more self-doubt, and you can't let Carolina hang around. Number 5, the resiliency of this team over the recent years. You think it's underappreciated?
I think it is a little bit underappreciated, but at the same time, they've lost some big games. They've lost some big games.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate the resiliency after they come back when they're down, or, late in games, they fight till the end and scratch and claw and all that stuff. And it's great. But at the same time, I would have liked to seen this team win a little bit more.
Right.
Like that 2019 Game 7 at home, like you need to win that game.
That one just eats at you. It just does. I mean,
it does. You need to win that game. I mean, the Blackhawks in 13 were a better team than you. I mean, they were a wagon.
They were.
So, and you fought tooth and nail. You had that one kind of.
Yeah, you had them on the ropes. Yeah.
So, I like the resiliency. I think it is underappreciated, but at the same time, I would have liked to see them win just a little bit more.
Right. And if they don't win this year, that's a missed opportunity, because the Kings won a couple, the Blackhawks won multiple, the Penguins won multiple. I mean, if you're a really good team over a course of a few years, you win more than one, and they didn't win more than one. So I think that makes it a little bit more of a letdown. And there's been this, I heard a discussion today on sports radio about whether or not this team has really had great players. I mean, they've had obviously Bergeron. You can you can debate whether or not he's great or very, 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 very good or whatever the case is. But other teams have had Kane and Crosby and I guess Drew Doughty could be in that group. But have they had upper echelon players? Is this kind of the ceiling? Is it still pretty good what they've done with the rosters that they've had? So I guess you could debate that whole thing, but like you said, you need to win that one in 19. And if you won in 11 and in 19, you won 8 years apart. That's pretty impressive. And then in 13, you could have gone to Game 7 in Chicago with all the pressure on them.
Absolutely.
You absolutely could have. So, yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a letdown. At the end of the day, it would have been nice to have Patrice Bergeron win 2. You know what I mean? Instead of just the one. Yeah. Put you in a different class, really. All right, chirp number 6. Does this put any seed of doubt in Carolina's head tonight?
I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope they're like, oh fuck. I mean, we had this team's number. We let them up off the mat. They were better than us tonight. So I hope Carolina is doubting themselves now. I hope the goalie is doubting himself. I hope he's peeing down his leg. I hope he's nervous. I hope they're all nervous. I hope they hold their sticks too tight. I hope they trip on the way to the bus. I hope all of that stuff. I hope all that happens. And the Bruins can somehow grab a win on Sunday, even up this series, and then all bets are off, man. It's a best of 3 at that point. You're a wild card team going up against one of the top 2 teams in the conference. Mm-hmm. So I'll take those odds. Best of 3.
Right.
Momentum on your side.
Yeah. Right.
After you win 2 in a row, momentum on your side. Best of 3. Sure. Sign me up. Let's do it.
Right. If you told me at the beginning of the series that, okay, you're going to be 2-2, I'd take that. I'd take 2-2.
So, I mean, obviously Sunday's a big one because, the Bruins are resilient. You would think the Canes, being as good as they are, they're probably a resilient bunch too. So we'll see what they have on Sunday.
Right.
But the Bruins are going to have to give a similar, if not a better effort on Sunday to even the series up.
A couple of things to keep in mind. First is the status of Frederik Andersen. If he comes back at some point in the series, and when he does, so now you still have the third goalie in there. Antti Ranta, I don't know what his situation is. If he comes back Sunday, I don't know. I don't think that goalie played that poorly. I mean, the Pastrnak shot was a good one. Marchand's alone in front. Yeah. I mean, and then of course the great pass by DeBrusk. I mean, those are tough saves to make. So I don't think he's the reason. But I will say this: there was a time during the game where you just felt like Carolina was kind of like, you almost had that feeling that they were kind of stuck, and they were almost thinking like, oh shit, like the Bruins had just dominated, and they've dominated in each of the first 2 games for some points of the game.
Correct.
So this isn't the only time that they've dominated the Canes. So it's almost like there was a time there where I'm like, the Canes couldn't get it out of their own end. They were just flat-footed, and I'm thinking, boy, are they starting to think like, oh shit, like what is this? You know what I mean? And the Bruins, continue to fight and gain some confidence. Now they've scored 4 goals in a game. Maybe they go in Sunday and now, all the momentum's on their side and they win. And like you said, now Carolina feels all the pressure. They're the better team.
Yeah. It's all the pressure would be on them.
So this could turn. And we've seen series turn before.
Absolutely.
Flyers in 2010.
Yeah.
We've seen the Bruins come back from 2-0 down, 3-1 down. So it's sometimes when that momentum kicks in, it's hard to get it back the other way again. So Carolina will need to come out and really set the tone early in Game 4, or we could have a series in a best of 3. All right, here it is, game number 7, Game 4 predictions.
Bruins 3-2 in overtime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go double OT too. Double OT.
Double overtime. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be who's it gonna be? I'm gonna go with Chris Wagner. Wags deserves to stay in the lineup. He's gonna score in double overtime and
I'll tell you what, with Wags tonight, he was on the edge a little. Like he looked like a little bit of he looked like a lunatic out there at the times. Like he was hitting people, and
when he's out there and he's stirring it up, and like you look in his eyes, he looks like an absolute crazy person.
He does.
He does. Yeah, because he's half smirking half the time. Yeah. So he'll like hit you, then he'll laugh in your face, and then like you'll knock him down. He'll get up laughing at you. Like he is a lunatic, and I love it.
Maybe they like that. They like that in Walpole. You're in Foxborough. They like that in Walpole. Look a little crazy, little
crazy, little
cuckoo. Yeah, there was that time he hit someone in the back, sort of, and maybe it could have been a board. Who knows? Yeah,
that was a huge hit,
and he got hit, and he get in the face, whatever, and he get hit, and then he goes, and then later on, about 10 seconds later, there's a stoppage, and someone tries to confront him to draw the match, and he just stands there and smirks, like you said, just stood there, didn't say anything, nothing.
Nope.
Just stood there.
He had his hands at his sides. He was like, "Go ahead and punch me in the face. I'm not lifting my arms."
2 more, right? Get 2 more. Yeah. Well, he has a little bit of a knucklehead in him, I think.
Frederick learned something from that.
He could
watch that little series of events,
right? And
pick something up.
Yeah,
Classes the guy, and then just puts his hands down and does not engage
at all.
Like he knew the Bruins were going to be on the power play and did not engage at all. He just stood there.
He did. Wow.
I mean, that's discipline. That's a veteran who knows.
Right.
What he's doing. He's been in the wars. Right. He knows. And you need that kind of experience. Freddie shouldn't see the ice ever again in the series. Not. Or the rest of the playoffs for that matter.
He should not at all. He should not. And if they need someone else, it should be Bleed or somebody else.
Yeah.
Or maybe Froden gets healthy or whatever. It needs to be somebody else.
Yeah, somebody.
McLaughlin. Yeah, whatever. It does not need to be Frederick, because Wagner does what Frederick should do better.
He does.
And he might score.
He might score. He had a rap chance at one point too. And that line was very, very, very good tonight.
They were
very good. They kept the puck down low. They drew a penalty that ultimately led to a 5-on-3 that the second half of that was a power play goal for Pasternak. So they were very impactful tonight. They were excellent. Wagner was really good. Lazar was really good. Just a real good effort from that group.
Absolutely. All right, beauties and benders time. My 3 beauties. Number 3, Jake DeBrusk, big time saucer pass for the shorthanded goal by Coyle, and like Smitty said, could be a series changer. Certainly was a game changer for the Bruins and lit a spark for them. Number 2, Mike Riley. He sees the opportunity. Lindholm goes down with injury, and he stepped right in and played really terrific hockey in all 3 zones. Really transitioned the puck well, which he does when he's going well, but he also played very good defensive hockey as well tonight. And then number 1, the PK as a unit. Everybody led by Forbort. I thought Nosek was excellent and Lazar as well. Excellent penalty killing. Didn't allow much at all. A lot of block shots. I think Forbort blocked 7 or 8 shots tonight. They were just terrific. They were really, really good.
Absolutely. 100% agree. My 3 beauties tonight. Number 3, I have Derek Forbort. He had a huge brass balls on that PK, laying his body on the line. He had 9 blocks in total in the game, which was a personal high, career high. And he had at least 6 or 7 alone on the PK. So he was huge for the Bruins penalty kill. And I thought he had a good game overall, even 5-on-5. I thought he was good.
He did. He had a little Soup Campbell's thing there where he was hurt. Did you see that? He blocked a shot, hit him in the ankle or whatever, and he was hurt. And he was standing there like Soupy, like just like limping and
just
hanging right in there.
Yeah. I mean, he was excellent on the PK. And so number 2, I have the 4th line. I mentioned it already earlier. They were excellent all night, drawing penalties. Like I said, drew the penalty that resulted ultimately in Pasta's power play goal to extend the lead. So they were really good. They'll need a similar effort on Sunday if the Bruins want to get a victory. And then number 1, I have the Bruins core players. They showed up tonight. We talked about it on the last episode. If the Bergerons and the Pasternaks and the Marchands, if they don't show up in the series, the Bruins are done. They're out. Right. And tonight, the Bruins' best players showed up. Marchand had a goal and 2 assists. Pasternak had a goal and an assist. Hall scored. Their big players showed up and they got the W. So kudos to them. And, obviously, it's going to need to continue.
Absolutely going to need to continue for sure. All right, Bender's time. My 3 Benders. Number 3. Jack Edwards.
Face it, you're a neo-maxi Zoom dweeby.
It might be his swan song. I mean, we've talked about how we kind of like he's the creepy uncle and he's a little delusional, little bit of dementia in there, but he's now starting to get things wrong. Brickley seems to be correcting him every other word. So I don't know. I think they might. I think they might visit that this year at the end of the season and have a conversation with him. I think because it's just too visible right now. Some of the mistakes.
Is it me or is he like slurring his words a little bit here?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Or he'll get in the middle of a word and then kind of fight to finish it. It seems like I'm not like I don't know if he's like not seeing the numbers or if he's confused a little bit, but there's something that's slightly off there that I love Jack and I like that he's a blatant homer and all
I'll
that.
Tell you what, you say what you want about Jack Edwards. He has one of the really good goal calls. Like
he absolutely does. He's got a good set of pipes on him. He does.
Yeah,
he has a good set of pipes, and he knows it. So because he talks all the damn time,
he does. He loves to hear himself talk. But when he pontificates now, he does get lost a little bit in stammers and stutters. And he used to be pretty smooth his pontification, even though I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Right.
But it is a little off. Number 2, Bender. Fans banging on the glass.
Face it, you're a neo-maxi Zoom dweeby.
Stop it. You almost killed a guy. I mean, you almost killed the off-ice official. Like, stop banging on the glass. It's just stupid. Don't do it. It's other people's property. Knock it off. Scream and yell and jump up and down and clap your hands.
Yeah, I hope we certainly hope and the Bruins Benders podcast gives our best wishes to that gentleman and certainly hope that he's okay, because that was scary. It really was.
That's heavy glass.
Yeah.
All right, and Bender number 1, reviewing to find a penalty that isn't a penalty at all.
Face it, you're a neo-maxi Zoom dweeby.
Yeah, where are the rule book? Does it say you can revisit a non-penalty a minute later and contrive a penalty and then make it up and give a guy a 2-minute minor when another guy cuts himself with his own face shield?
Yeah, if that's the case, I'd like to initiate a review in the 2019 Stanley Cup Finals on the old Charlie Slewfoot, please.
Yes.
Can we go back and review that?
Yeah.
And call it a goddamn penalty?
Right.
Crying out loud. If we're gonna just invent things, let's review that, please.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. So my three benders. Number 3, I have Jordan Martinook.
Face it, you're a neo-maxi Zoom dweeby.
So he took 2 penalties, and it should have been 3, except on the third one he injured himself, so it got him off the hook.
Right.
When he basically tackled Taylor Hall from behind, and ended up injuring his own knee, I think, in the process. So number 2, I have Vinnie Trochek.
Face it, you're a neo-maxi Zoom dweeby.
So he took a couple of minor penalties also, and he scored a goal for them. And really, the only point that the reason that he's on the list is because I don't like him at all. He bothers me, and he's good against the Bruins usually. And I would love to have him on my team. Honestly, I would. Sure. But he pisses me off when he plays against the Bruins.
He's got one of those faces, he does.
He does. Yeah. He has a punchable face for sure.
He does.
And then number 1 is the linesman who told the ref that the controversial hit on Smith was a major.
Face it, you're a neo-maxi Zoom dweeby.
So the only reason it was reviewed is because the linesman went up to the referee after the fact and said, "Hey, I think that was a major penalty."
Yeah.
So they go and look at it, and it wasn't a penalty at all. But because the linesman initiated that, and then you review it, you can't go from no penalty at all,
to major.
From a major to no penalty at all.
You can't skip. Yeah, you can't go 2 penalties more, or whatever it is.
Yeah, you can't go. Yeah, so you can't go from a major to no penalty. So you have to call a minor. So they got a minor penalty for nothing because the linesman was a jagoff.
Yeah, I feel like that's the second time this. I feel like it's happened earlier this year.
It did.
Where they had one of those where you can't just say, okay, forget it. You have to give them something, and that's brutal. Let's revisit that. I mean, that's just awful. All right, first round, game 4, Sunday, May 8th, 12:30 start at TD Garden. Bruins look to even the series, something that a lot of us didn't think we would get to on Sunday, but hopefully the momentum will carry over. I would imagine you'll see the same, you see the same group in there, and you'll see the same goalie, and then we'll give it a go on Sunday. Rate and review for charity. $1 goes to the Bruins Foundation for every rate and review on Apple or any rating on Spotify. Go to InsideTheRink.com for Bruins Benders merchandise. We have Pricks merchandise there as well. Bruins playing a little bit more like Pricks tonight.
Love
Go
it.
ahead and get your T-shirt and show it off to the world. Yeah, Wags was a wicked prick, and that was fantastic. A prick with a smirk on his face is a dangerous prick. That's for sure. Give us a follow on Twitter, if you will, and we will be dropping an episode after each game. So the game recap will be Sunday afternoon, about 30 minutes after the game, and we will be back. And it was an excellent game for the Bruins. It was a game that a lot of us probably didn't see coming, but they did show a lot of resilience, and hopefully they get a W on Sunday. Hey, thanks for listening, everyone, and go Bruins.
Here we go, Bruins. Here we go.